Hello everybody, welcome back, or welcome to a brand new series of F1 Manager. So this is Brawn GP the second, because the first series was a complete failure. Yes, it was. We are back and we have Daniel Ricciardo as one of our starting leading driver. I would say our lead driver, Daniel Ricciardo. Car number one, very highly rated at 82. Oliver Bearman sticks around. We're keeping Ollie Bearman. I think he was improving and doing a good job in Series 1. For clarity, I continued to play Series 1 to see what would happen, and we never got out of the loop of having enough money to buy enough parts to mean we got out of debt. So they kept breaking cars, car parts kept breaking, and therefore we couldn't get out of debt, and at the end of the season I got sacked. So I've called that one and said we are learning from our mistakes. We are taking Brawn GP back to the top, and we're going to do it in the second take because I'm rubbish the first time through. But you can see here the only real difference is Daniel Ricciardo is starting for us as a driver. We still have Ron Meadows. We have brought Daniel Ricciardo's actual race engineer from RB over with him as well. He doesn't have a seat for next year in real life, so not confirmed yet anyway. So I thought he would be a sensible sort of option to bring in. But we are expected to finish 6th. They want us to be a podium contender in the long term. So all of that stuff in terms of objectives is the same. And of course, if you didn't watch Season 1 or Series 1, thank you very much for joining, and leave a like on the video if you enjoy what you're seeing. Maybe give it a subscribe as well. Plenty of other games coming to the channel. But we are right at the beginning of the game, so there is not much we can do at the moment. We've still got to do our sponsor negotiations. We've got to start designing car parts, and then we've got to race in Bahrain. But if we have a quick overview, the only thing is that we've gone from starting with 15 million to 25 million, just to give us a little bit extra in the bank, because that is where we really struggled. But we are going to learn from our mistakes last time and enjoy this game, because I love F1 Manager. It's such a good game, and I feel like the mistakes I made, I made early on in Series 1, we're not going to do that again, basically, where we had 2 really young drivers, both of them kept crashing the car. We had to keep buying components and do all of that. This time we're going to take it a little bit more steady, be mindful of the money, and get to the halfway point and enjoy in life and where we are with this save. But anyway, the car is looking exactly the same, so we've gotten for the same Brawn GP sort of livery that we've already got set up before. The logo is the same, the suits are the same, all of that good stuff as well. We're just starting from the beginning. You can see here that our car performance is 11th and 12th at the moment. Our cornering really significantly needs to improve, especially low speed, which is 17th at the moment. Drivers, we have Daniel Ricciardo and Ollie Bearman. We've got Paul Rivera, who is an F2 race engineer, matching with Ollie Bearman, and Pierre Hamlin, who is Daniel Ricciardo's race engineer at RB in real life. In terms of affiliates, we've got Antoinette Testa, who is looking pretty good. She's on not too much of a mega contract, but we may just get rid of her straight away. She's got 3 years left. I think we can go and get someone potentially better than her on a cheaper contract, because she's 60 rated. And we've got Jürgen Wenzel, who is on 2 million on a 2-year contract, and I think we'll probably go and bin him off as well and go and get another affiliate to replace those. Someone real life, I think, is what we're going to look to do there. In terms of the staff then, so Ron Meadows, who was with Brawn originally back in the day, is still with us. We have brought him back. Ron Meadows is here as our pit crew sporting director. Willie Vogel has joined as head of aerodynamics, 38-year-old with 2 years on his contract. And Hassan Matibelli has joined as our technical chief, 43 years old, 2 years on his contract as well. 88 overall, 85 overall, and of course 90 for Ron Meadows. So Ron Meadows was in Series 1. He comes over to Series 2 as well. Facilities, all we've done with facilities is we've kept everything like we had it at the start of Season 1 or Series 1. The only difference we made in operation is that we got rid of the memorabilia room and given us a 3-point weather centre. That is all we are doing. So we could build a memorabilia room, but we're not going to do that. It only takes 5 days. Yeah, okay, we'll just build that. That'll be our first investment, will be a memorabilia room, so that everything gets off the ground. But other than that, we are looking good to go. So We do have to go and do our sponsorships. One thing I've learnt from Series 1 is that you're better off actually generating more money from prize money than you are getting upfront payment for the initial signing of sponsorship. So we are going to look into doing that in today's episode as well, as Jürgen Wenzel's gone up to a 69 for the lads, just as I was about to sack him. He is in. Welcome, it's our first day. Key staff are all here as well. In fact, why am I even waiting to do that? Let's just get in straight away and terminate the contract for 1.4 million, because it's going to save us money in the long term, right? Terminate that contract as well, 1.9 million. Get that done. Get our scouts out there looking for younger drivers that we can bring in. So let's go age group. 16 to 21. Apply. Overall rating. We have Tio Porcher, who is in F1. He's gone to Sauber, apparently. He must be their backup driver. Zane Maloney, F1, F2. I mean, we've got Ollie Behrman as an 18-year-old. Hajar, I do like Isaac Hajar. So I think we'll get a scout report of Isaac Hajar to maybe be an affiliate. We might have to go even younger. Obviously, Kimi Antonelli is everyone's favourite. He is everyone's favourite. Actually, Jürgen Wenzel wasn't too bad. He's 69 rated. So, but he's I don't know. Is he a real person? I don't think he's a real person. So, Gabriel Mini at 18, not too bad. Pepe Marte could be a good one as well. Just looking at the Red Bull Academy. We're basically just picking up from the Red Bull Academy. Dennis Hauger. Now, Dennis Hauger, as a 20-year-old affiliate, is he happy? He is happy to be an affiliate. So let's give him like 2 seasons as an affiliate. He can start immediately. How much salary does... Can we bump this up like quickly? 500,000, a million. We can lower his break. Okay, so he wants to be a greedy little so-and-so. I think the biggest was... 2 seasons. Yeah, 2 seasons. 1.4, that seems like quite a lot. I sort of feel like we should be able to get someone a little bit cheaper than that. Maybe if we knock down his salary, but we'll give him a signing bonus. Actually, you know what? The negotiations are way off to start with, so we're not going to do that. But we are, yes, okay, so we're scouting Hajar. We'll have a look at him. We'll have a scout on Pepe Marte as well. Probably people like Crawford, Stanek, I think could all be pretty good. Zach O'Sullivan as well. I mean, yeah, it's interesting, right? It's interesting because then you get into the other people that I don't really know. I mean, this person doesn't even have a name. Just says free agent. Free agent with no name. There you go, the no-named agent. Anyway, we're going down here, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens, but we will get some affiliates in. I'm not too worried about affiliates at the moment anyway, to be honest, but we have sacked our affiliates. We're saving a bit of money every month with them, and our memorabilia room is complete. Excellent. So we have now got a memorabilia room for the people, which is lovely. We can go and see all the stuff we haven't won, and now we get into our sponsor negotiations, which is absolutely crucial. Right, Apple, Hugo Boss and Rockstar Energy want to be in his preference driver. Okay, so preference staff activities, VIP activities, driver activities. Okay, so up front, Apple are going to pay us 21.7 million, and engagement is 3.5 with 6.2 over race day. Hugo Boss is much bigger on race day and engagement, and Rockstar Energy drinks. Okay, so I'm actually thinking Rockstar Energy. Like, performance reliance is high. These two both have high performance reliance, and Rockstar gives us a little bit more up front and much more on engagement. Bosh. Rockstar Energy is in. Optional sponsors. So Honeywell is actually on the car. So we could pick the ones that are actually on the car, which would be Crypto, Honeywell, Cisco, Bang, and Saudi Aramco. I sort of feel like because they're the sponsors we've got on the car, that could be an interesting thing, an interesting way to do it. So let's just... because I think they're all pretty much of a muchness when you get there as well. But here we go. So up front, we're going to get £21 million. Through engagement through the year, we're going to get £30 million. And for race day performances, 34.4, giving us £86.3 million across happening. So markability is going to go down for Ricardo a little bit, but the facility effectiveness and staff performance is going to go down a little bit as well. But I think that's what we're going to go for. So we're going to confirm them. Yes, let's go for that. I've picked all of this already, so this is all good. You can see our suits there. Daniel Ricciardo, we get him with the helmet off as well. And the car is looking absolutely lovely, which is superb. Right, so we've got our first sponsor plan. We are going to do an energy drink advert cameo, which is what Daniel Ricciardo is going to get to. So to get to we're getting 1.15 million from that, which is fine. And then we're going to do, right, so scout team size, that's going to be nothing though, is it? We need things that are going to give us still, so driver activity. The good thing about getting affiliates in, as I remember now, is that you can send your affiliates. So we can have a tour of the weather centre, that's fine. A tour of the weather centre is fine. We'll send some of our staff into a school. I'm all for that. I love a bit of STEM. I do STEM work at school. Post-race debrief with the staff activity. Your head of aerodynamics and technical chief will film a video after each race answering fans' questions, engagement scales within the team's markability. I quite like the idea of that as well. And then I feel like we need something. The fact we're not going to build anything, so we're going to go factory. We're doing quite a lot of things in this first one. Have we got something that just about takes us over the edge? It would be this. The design centre, but I need the design centre because we're going to be designing some good stuff. Driver mentality, development rate, and driver mentality. Non-race. Your driver skips training to complete sponsor appearances. Engagement scales with your driver's markability. I don't want a drive performance rating going down for Behrman. Don't really want his mentality going. This is a kicker, isn't it? Maybe we send Ollie Behrman. How many races is it for? It's going to be the first 3 races. Okay, Daniel Ricciardo's not actually getting any negativity. His mentality is going to go down. His development rate, I'm not fussed about. Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo can skip training. So that should. Yeah, that is going to get us all the money and then exceed the target, which means we don't have to do as much in the next month anyway. So there we go. Of course, hints and tips are always welcome down below in the comment section. That is always a given. So let's get into the car part. We are going to design a new car part, and we need to do low speed cornering. So the underfloor does all sorts of cornering and top speed. Side pods do cornering and top speed. Rear wing does all of it and DRS effectiveness. Front wing does all of the cornering, as you'd imagine. So maybe a front wing, because look, 17th. Acceleration is crap, top speed's crap, but we really need to improve that low speed and medium speed cornering. So I do think potentially a front wing. Let's go and put, what, 2? Let's put 3. No, let's go about by half, right? 3.5 into this. Wind tunnel hours, we've got 92, so we can put quite a few wind tunnels in. Let's go 45, so just under 46, then it's exactly half. So we'll go into that. On to the design focus then. I mean, ideally, I would want optimized aerodynamics. Wow, that would give us 10 increase in low speed on car 1. That would be very good. What if we bump that up? Okay, so we can't, it seems like we can't get more than 10. Tyre preservation were quite good. Extra weight, we can just reduce this a little bit. Okay, so that would make us very... So just knocking it down by 1 makes us the lightest car on the grid. Okay, so let's knock it down by 2. So we'll go for minus 550 kilometers. Airflow front, if we... Okay, so that hurts our tyre preservation but increases our dirty air tolerance. And airflow sensitivity reduces our dirty air tolerance. So I don't mind something like that. I'd like to be sort of top 10 for everything on cornering. And then we'll work on velocity. Because that's going to put tyre preservation at 12. I don't mind that. Engine cooling's fine. So how can we get that? So high speed is 9th. Medium speed? Okay, so that's going to knock off our dirty air tolerance. If we come out a low speed, is there anything we can do to get that medium speed cornering a little bit better with our front wing? That would make us top 10 there. I mean, no. Literally nothing we can do to get that to be improved. So we might as well just minimize the damage on everything else, right? And go back to sort of what we were with that. So let's get that in development. We'll get, what, 4 engineers on that. We'll do, a normal approach will be 34 days. Secure is in 5 days. So yeah, okay, let's go for that then. So we're not going to have We're not going to have a new front wing for a while, but I think with that, I think the underfloor is the best thing. I think it's underfloor. I'm pretty sure it's underfloor to do is the best thing for cornering. Or is it chassis? It might be chassis. No, chassis, top speed, DRS, and engine cooling. So let's go underfloor. Let's whack the rest of this into the underfloor. And we'll get a new underfloor and a new rear wing for probably after Australia, I imagine it would be. So let's have a look. We'll go in here and then we want to go medium speed. Right, yeah, that is improved. But again, it's not doing... It's not really doing... Okay, so again, medium speed not going up though. Do we have to like take... We have to take everything else out to improve our medium speed. That is... It sort of feels not worth it. Right? Like this is now going to do... Maybe our medium speed is so set at 11th that even if we maximise it, maybe we just go for something like that then. So we improve our low speed, improve our high speed, and everything else gets affected a little bit. And then, of course, we can knock the... Again, we don't need to knock too much off the weight. I think we just do that. So we're going for fully for cornering. I mean, if we... What does that give us? Dirty air tolerance gets worse. So it's -1 for top speed, -1 for dirty air tolerance. That then stays at -1. If we go up to there, top speed doesn't change. Dirty air tolerance goes -3. So it'd be 16th for dirty air tolerance. And then if we keep going up, it's affecting the cornering, which is what we really want to improve. Okay. So we'll go for that underfloor, I think. And we'll put all of our other engineers on that. Oh, yeah, no, you can reduce it, can't you? 22 days for that. We'll spend $1 million, get that done, and get those two pieces on the go. So we have 4 chassis, 6 front wings, 6 rear wings, 4 side pods, 4 underfloors, and 4 bits of suspension as well. And obviously we've got brand new engines, gearboxes, and all that good stuff. So is this going to be more successful for Brawn in the second time around? I'd like to hope so. I'd like to hope so. So Isaac Hajar has had his scouting complete. He is enthusiastic as his mentality. So 73 rated. He's a pretty decent driver, isn't he? Post Bahrain testing results. So 9th for tyre preservation, 7th for cooling, 13th, 9th, 17th for low speed, 11th and high speed cornering is not too bad. Let's go and scout another young driver if we can. So we've got Oliver Behrman, Paul Aaron. We could go and scout Paul Aaron from Estonia. Let's give him a scout. Just see what the scout comebacks with him. Have we got another scout available? No, we don't. We'll go with that. Paul Aaron could be a good one because he's in F2, so he may be keen to sign as an affiliate and get that one done. Right. Sponsorship package is confirmed. Strategy prep. It's power circuit, which favours high medium speed performance. Our car is okay, but could be better. Safety car chance is 75%. The weather is going to be warm. We're not expecting rain, obviously, because it is Bahrain, and I would not expect rain in Bahrain. So 10th, so you can see here, look at this money, much better. He is 11th on the grid, Daniel Ricciardo. So I think we're going to go and play the first race relatively safe. We're going to play relatively safe with the first race. I'll go and do practice. We'll be back for qualifying. See you in a bit. Okay, so under the lights in Sakir, ready for the Grand Prix, or ready for qualifying anyway. Yeah, good setups, 93 and 93, and I think what we're going to do is already get used to the fact that we need to change our components between practice and the race. That is something that I didn't do, and it's always beneficial to have your practice, oh, where am I going, car parts, your practice components and your components that you want to utilise mainly for the race. So we're going to see how this goes, and we're going to keep this one up. As you can see, the mechanics behind working on Daniel Ricciardo's car. But into qualifying we go. This is the first time we are going to see the Brawn GP car on track in this series. So yeah, there we go. Everyone's saying it's green, green, green. We've got 17 minutes to go, which is interesting. I assume it should have started on 20, but there you go. Yeah, there's not going to be any rain. There's not going to be any of that. So Norris gets us underway. We'll be back to see how Q1 has gone. So at the end of Q1, Daniel Ricciardo up in 8th, Oliver Behrman up in 11th. Both drivers having a cracking Q1. I don't think we really lost anybody of of note, to be honest. Oh, well, it says it's locked because we've only done Q1. But yeah, not too bad at all. Daniel Ricciardo had to use two compounds, but that's not too fussed. Not too worried about that. Ollie Behrman can go back out on his ones that he used in Q1. And yeah, the boys set some good times. They look decent. They did look pretty decent out there. Now, I'm going to go out, I think, and set some times here. So Ricciardo and Behrman both going out for their first time in Q2. The only difference as well is we've changed the lead colour of the Brawn to their bright sort of yellowy green colour on the map, which is just nicer than white, I think, as Ricciardo comes round and goes third and Behrman goes fourth, but Behrman obviously hit a little bit of traffic or something, but neither of them on fresh tyres, so we'll get to the end of Q2 and set a lap on fresh tyres. Okay, so both drivers are going out to start their fun laps, just warming up the tyres. They should have a good run here, as both drivers are now underway and shouldn't hit too much traffic. Let's see if they can improve. Daniel Ricciardo sitting in 11th, doesn't improve. Behrman doesn't improve either. Both drivers out in Q2. Not too bad, 11th and 16th. Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Perez, Norris, Piastri, Alonso, Hamilton, Stroll and Russell all above. Iwasa has replaced Daniel Ricciardo in the V-Carb Red Bull. Tsunoda actually finished bottom in the V-Carb Red Bull, which will be a shame for him. But yeah, Behrman a bit disappointing there. Didn't go anywhere near. He's basically a whole second off his best time in Q1. And Daniel Ricciardo did improve but couldn't go through. So Daniel Ricciardo just missing out by 1/10 of a second on George Russell, but does look like he is best of the rest at the moment. So qualifying 3, Norris gets pole, Verstappen and Piastri see out the top 3 places. But it should be a good race in Bahrain. Always interesting for the first race of the season. We're not looking in the sort of points playing positions at the moment, but that's okay. That's not a problem. Right, I'll sort out the strategy. We'll be right back. Okay, both drivers having a similar strategy. We're allowing Daniel Ricciardo to push a little bit harder on his medium tyres and go for a bit of a longer stint on the softs towards the end of the race. Both drivers are under fuel by 2 laps as well, which we can, I think, easily manage in this one. But it's going to be the first race of the new series for Brawn GP after the monumental fuck-up that I made in the last one. Let's get into this then, as Verstappen and Norris will be fighting us away at the top of the table. And yeah, we're focusing on Daniel Ricciardo more than anyone at the moment, who gets away very well. There's a Haas moving very, very slowly. Ricciardo is battling Lance Stroll for 10th. Are we going to get through the first corner with no incidents? I think we are. And we will go into the wonderful helicopter cam as well. There is Ricciardo. Ollie Behrman, is having a fight with Logan Sargent, and he's going to lose that fight in a drag race at the moment. That will be the acceleration and the weight of the car, but he does then go back round the outside. So gets that one done, which is lovely stuff. He's chasing down Iwasa, the man that has replaced Daniel Ricciardo at V-Carb Red Bull. But I'm not... Ollie Behrman is our development driver that we're using as an opportunity in here. Daniel Ricciardo is going to be the man we're expecting to pick up points more than Ollie Behrman. He is going to be our hope for points. Ollie Behrman is the man that just got to hit his targets and get that done. And speaking of which, we're going to ask him to rarely defend so that he doesn't get caught up in many instances. Daniel Ricciardo, I sort of feel, is experienced enough that he should be able to manage his race and his opportunities by himself. I don't think we really need to worry too much about Danny Ricciardo, who, yeah, as I said, we're relying on him to score our points, to be honest, as there is the Brawn GP car looking lovely on track. And I quite like the fact that we've picked our sponsorships by who is already on the car. Call me weird, but I quite like that. But you can see how much quicker the top 10 are. We're already nearly a second behind Lance Stroll, and we're pushing everything as best we can. In terms of strategies, then you've got the front 3 on mediums. Everyone after that is on softs. Russell on mediums, Stroll and Ricciardo on softs, Hulkenberg and Bottas on mediums, a host of softs and then mediums. So everybody doing similar strategies at the beginning of this one. Let's crack on and see how it goes. So Ollie Behrman with his first really good bit of driving up the inside of Alex Albon. As you can see, the Red Bull in front and the kick Sauber nearly come close. But a good move, Ollie Behrman. So we've had a crash and it does involve Ollie Behrman. It's Valtteri Bottas. Behrman's going to come around soon. You'll see him come in. And Valtteri Bottas goes far too much over that curb and we hit him in behind. We actually didn't see that because it was a terrible replay. But Yeah, so it is Ollie Bearman who was going for a move on Valtteri Bottas, and he's damaged his front wing with minor damage, so his cornering speed is going to go down a little bit, but I think for now we're going to leave him out there to see what he can do. He's lost a place to Magnussen because of it, but yeah, we're going to let Ollie Bearman stick it out and see how he gets on. Absolutely love this view, by the way, from the cockpit. Absolutely superb. Danny Rick in 11th, lost a lot of pace to Lance Stroll. Yeah, no penalties given to Ollie Bearman, which is a positive, but he's just got to finish top 18, I think it was, to get his bonus money. So at the moment, that's all we're worried about. We've got time to improve the car and let Danny Rick pick up some points. That is the plan, and he's also not getting left too far behind by Kevin Magnussen, as you can see there. There is Bottas and Magnussen. I don't know what sort of damage Bottas has, but he hasn't got the little notification about it, so we shall see. Alex Albon and Logan Sargent behind us, you know, having a good time of it as well. So this is a nice little battle from 14th down happening here, and yeah, Danny Rick just sort of all on his own, feeling a bit lonely. There's literally nobody around. If you look at the mini-map, no one around him whatsoever. He's 2.9 seconds behind Stroll, and he's 3.3 seconds ahead of Hulkenberg. So he's just got to do his own little race and make sure it works. And Ollie Bearman finally does get the move done on Valtteri Bottas, both of them dropping down a couple of places. But yeah, Ollie Bearman up the inside at turn 1. Lovely stuff. Okay, so we've got first people starting their pit stops. Sargent and Stroll have both come in for their first stop. We are not far away from our stop here. Lap 19 is what we've got for Daniel Ricciardo, and lap 20 for Ollie Bearman. So we're in a good position. We'll have to see how this one unfolds. But yeah, pit stop's starting to happen, so hopefully strategy is right and we can make this work. So Ricciardo up into the points at the moment, but that's because Stroll has pitted. So Daniel Ricciardo will be coming in for his stop right now. He's still got 41% of his tyres left. Bearman on 32, but this is the first time we're going to see the Brawn GP pit crew. Oh, Alonso's had a slow stop. That's good for us. That means we'll catch him up after our stop. He will come down a little bit. But with Iwasa right behind us, we need a good stop because Iwasa is in. He's going from softs, I assume, onto mediums. Daniel Ricciardo's in. Soft tyres onto the mediums. He's being held 2.9. Not the best, but is out in front of Iwasa, which is the key thing. 10th fastest pit stop of the day, as Ollie Bearman has just been told he's good for his stop as well. So Daniel Ricciardo comes out in 15th, and he is allowed to push on these tyres. Fuel is all back in line, and we should be in a good position for him to push on this medium stint and then get onto the softs and see those through. Who hasn't pit in front of him? Obviously Ollie Bearman, Ocon, Gasly is still going to need to pit as well, Russell, Hamilton, Verstappen and Norris, although I don't think looking up at first place is the best thing for us to do at the moment. But we are going to strategy, and both drivers are still out there, even though Bearman does have a little bit of damage. We'll see how this goes. He is not that far in front of his teammate, and his teammate's pitted, so it's advantage Ricciardo at the moment. We're going to get some heat into these tyres and then manage them a little bit better, hopefully, than we have done with the previous stint. Ollie Bearman is literally only just up the road. So, yeah, I mean, his tyres are going. His tyres have gone off a cliff, to be honest. But, yeah, we'll keep an eye. Ollie Bearman doesn't have the best tyre management. We do know that. But it's something we're going to work on for his training, as Ollie Bearman should be coming in after he comes down this long straight into the final corner, and then he'll swing into the pits. So we'll stick with him now and see this one. You can see Daniel Ricciardo just behind there, as Hulkenberg, I think that is going for a move on Pierre Gasly, as Russell and Ocon both pit as well. So this should give Daniel Ricciardo a jump on George Russell, hopefully, if we timed this right. But there is Ollie Bearman. What can he do? It looks like George Russell did get out in front of Daniel Ricciardo. And there goes whoever that is, Ocon, coming out, as we've got to go all the way to the end of the pit lane, an empty pit lane for Ollie Bearman, who drops down to 20th with this pit stop, but obviously on a slightly different strategy. 2.9 seconds, another decent stop for the team. He is going to come out on those medium tyres, and everyone else is sort of doing soft to medium. So Daniel Ricciardo has lost a position as Hulkenberg overtakes him. But he's doing all right. He's got some battery stored up as well, so I'm not too worried about that. We'll just keep an eye on the tyre temperatures, but we're doing okay. We're doing okay for this first race. I don't think points was on the agenda. It's about keeping the cars around there, seeing if we can take advantage of anything else that happens. And, you know, we are running a slightly different strategy to everybody else. Let's see. So Daniel Ricciardo in one hell of a battle with Iwasa here. He's 6 seconds off Russell. He is closing the gap to George Russell. And Iwasa and him are sort of DRS training each other and pulling each other along. So they have got a good thing going. We've dropped his tyre level down just to make sure they're not overheating too much. Which should give him a little bit longer life on them as well. Which means we'll have a bit more of a tyre management in terms of situation for the softs, so we can draw that out as well. Oliver Behrman is having a decent race, but I think that damage has really hurt him. He's running last, dead last at the moment, and this is where Ricciardo and Iwasa just keep shifting places and bringing each other along and up in themselves. But I think we're going to be on the softs while others around us are going to be ending on the mediums. I think Iwasa and Russell have the same strategy as us. You can see Iwasa pushing the tyres as well. But yeah, we're okay for the first race. We're doing okay. I mean, Ollie Behrman is struggling, but I didn't change his front wing, did I? So not too much he can do about that, to be honest. And Joe's actually left him for dead. But I believe in Ollie Behrman. We're not going to write Ollie Behrman off too quickly. He is a good race driver, and we're doing all right. These early races are just going to be about management until we can get new components on the car that make us better at all the cornering, because that is where we're struggling. Okay, so Iwasa has just pit, and he is going on to a set of soft tyres. So I think we're going to push Daniel Ricciardo on everything on this lap, and we're going to see if we can get him 2 laps of pure push to see if we can extend that gap over Iwasa, as he's now got Tsunoda behind him. But yeah, not too bad. He has overdone his stint on the tyres, which is to be expected. I think he pushes for the rest of this lap, and then do we get him in on this lap? Do we get him in on this lap? Because I think that might cover off Iwasa, to be honest. He's got no one near him as well, so we can take battle assist off because he's not battling anyone. He's sort of on his own. And I think we are going to bring him in on this lap. Onto the new set of soft tyres. He's going to have a similar life to Iwasa. It's all going to come down to the stop. So we're going to get him to push everything as best as he can. He's not overheated the tyres too much yet. Ollie Behrman will be coming in soon as well. I think he can run a little bit more aggressive towards the end of his stint. But he's 11 seconds off Joe, so let's just get the car home. We could retire the car and save the bits, but I think he'll get annoyed by that. So we'll go with that. So into neutral for Danny Ricciardo. He is going to come into the pits for his second stop now, coming on to his final set of softs. And Iwasa is the one that we need to keep an eye on. He is not... I think it's going to be close. It's going to be very close. It looks like we've got a pretty free pit lane. I mean, our crew aren't even out at the back. But, yeah, let's see. Iwasa's just coming around the final corner now. If this could be a good stop, it would be great. It's not a good stop. We've had problems with the front right. Car's down 4.5 seconds. No, Iwasa's going to pass us very easily. We might even find ourselves behind Logan Sargent. No, we do come out. Daniel Ricciardo took it all in his stride. But that is it now. The strategy is done. We'll leave that energy on the engine on balanced and see what he can do, as Ollie Behrman is he'll be coming in pretty soon as well. But yeah, he's Ollie Behrman struggling a little bit out there. I mean, he's at the back anyway. So no, I'm not going to waste it. I was going to say, shall I put a front wing on? I'm not going to waste the front wing. That would be very silly of me, wouldn't it? Let's just get him round with that front wing on and see how it goes. Daniel Ricciardo down in 15th. But Bottas, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Russell and Alonso all still need to pit as well. I think we're a bit too far away from the points, but we will see how this goes. We can put on your battle assist again, because you're going to be taking on Valtteri Bottas. And he can decide to use overtake and stuff himself, because he should get that move done relatively quickly and get that done. Let's get these tyres up to temperature. We'll just push them a little bit harder to warm them up. get them in the operating range, and then leave him to do his thing. Okay, so we have pushed Daniel Ricciardo ever so slightly to get him into DRS range, and it has worked. So this should now pull him up closer to Iwasa in 11th. I don't know why that's saying 4 seconds. No, there we go, 0.9. That's much, much better. Hopefully he can get this done. We've told him he can push his engine a little bit more as well. First race of the season, right? 0.6 seconds on. He's going to get DRS again, so we can use this opportunity to top up the battery as he is now much, much closer to Iwasa. But this is good driving from Danny Rick at the moment. How much is Iwasa pushing those tyres? Probably similar to us. He put them on a lap before, so we're going to have a little bit more tyre at the end of the race. And yeah, but we're in a good position. I'm enjoying this from Daniel Ricciardo in the first race so far. Up into 12, he's left Magnussen behind, which is great. Obviously, we won't talk about Ollie Behrman. He's had a struggle this race. It's been tough for him. It has been tough for Ollie Behrman. In fact, now we've got ERS. We can have the battle assist on to see if he can make a move himself on Iwasa. But yeah, the DRS is going to pull us along. I'd like to get a bit more charge in the battery, to be honest. But all the time we're this close to Iwasa, we can manage it and then get him through it. Get him through into maybe the last couple of laps and then give it everything we've got. So Iwasa has overtaken Ricciardo because Daniel Ricciardo locked up into turn 1, which gave Iwasa the credit. What is this view? That is horrendous. Hopefully it gives us an option to actually view the lockup from Daniel Ricciardo. He's still in DRS. It wasn't huge. He just sort of, yeah, went a bit wide with a lockup. But I do feel like we are winning this battle, if that makes sense, with Iwasa. In fact, we are still in... We're still in DRS, so we don't need to do that. But we haven't got an option to show you the lockup yet from Daniel Ricciardo. But he's still in and around 12th, which is fine by me. Yuki Tsunoda is slowly closing the gap. But yeah, Danny Ricciardo's just got to manage this sensibly. And we should be okay. 7 laps to go. Okay, so Yuki Tsunoda has passed us. Danny Rick and Iwasa still in this battle. Danny Rick has got to give it everything he can. This is his final lap, so we're going to push everything. We're going to see what we can do. Obviously, Iwasa is potentially in the better position at the moment because he is going to get this DRS straight to make a move. And can he get it done? Yes, he can. Up the inside, relatively easy. But that means Daniel Ricciardo gets the next DRS zone. So we're going to deploy. We're going to sit on board with Danny Rick here. And we just need to be as close as possible from this point, which is fine. We are as close as we possibly can be to Iwasa there. We're going to push these tyres for the last lap. Leclerc wins the Bahrainian Grand Prix. Tsunoda has disappeared in front of Iwasa. That's not a problem. And then we're going to come round into the right-hander. Then you're going to take up the up the bank. You're going to get into the left-hander and then go down into the tight sort of hairpin left-hander. And from here, you just need to go, son. You just need to go. You just need to go because this is the moment. This is the moment. And he could be a bit too far away. Look how quickly he catches up. We're going to ask him to make a move. High aggression. Go for it, Daniel. He does. Dives it up the inside. Really good move from Daniel Ricciardo. He's got 8% left of his battery. Can he keep this position from Iwasa? He's really close. Into the final couple of corners. Come on, Daniel. Come on. Always defend. Just park it up. Park it up and don't let him through. It's this final corner. Daniel Ricciardo to hold on to 12th place for Brawn GP in the Bahrainian Grand Prix. Iwasa's having a look. It's going to be a race to the line. And Daniel Ricciardo does cross it first. It's 12th and 22nd. But don't worry about that. Ollie Behrman had wing damage. Both cars come home very safe over the line in the first race. And that is what is key. Danny Rick there. Happy with that one. Picks up 12th. I think that gets him a bit of money as well. Gives us a bit of bonus, which is good. Drops 1 position from his starting place. And yeah, Ollie Behrman, unlucky in terms of his wing damage that he picked up very early after collision with Valtteri Bottas. But not a bad start for Brawn GP number 2. 14th at high gets us £358,000. Ollie Behrman, yeah, tough luck, Ollie. Things will get better, mate. Take that, Sung. Things will get better. So not a bad start to life under Brawn Mark II. But yeah, we'll see how this one goes. We have got a new ATR period starting pretty soon, which will be good. We need to get some more designs going for the car. But yeah, the drivers seem okay. Ollie Bearman's got a lot of work to do. Let's just very quickly go on his training. So at the moment, what's he working? He's got pairing, aggression's high, which is good. He's going on balanced. So smoothness, adaptability, overtaking, defending all need improvement. I think race strategy, right? Smoothness, overtaking, defending, and reactions. Yeah, that sounds good, although that could do with a bit more. Yeah, driving standards maybe. Maybe pace. Pace short runs, wet track. He's not very good in the wet. Look at that. Wheel to wheel could be better, defending, overtaking. But I think we'll chuck him on race strategy at the moment. Obviously, Daniel Rick's not going to have too much room for improvement. So, and he's quite a good balanced driver. I think we'll just leave him on balance, I think, unless there's 70s. In whatever, when one of these got 70s, maybe that, maybe pace, short runs as well. I think we can leave him on balance. He's very low. He's not going to improve too much more. And then we just need to go into car 2 and change the front wing for Ollie Bearman in there as we head into Saudi Arabia up next. So thank you so much for watching. Apologies for just ending the first series, but we are back with season 2 or series 2, and this will carry on. And I'll catch you then. See you in Jeddah. Cheers.